From crude experiments to cutting-edge machines, Japan's tank development tells a story of ambition, desperation, and resurrection. Some became legends of the Pacific War. Others never left the factory floor. Today, we're revealing every major Japanese tank from 1927 to the present day. Let's begin. Interwar pioneers. First steps, 1927 to 1938. Type 87 Chi. Japan's very first domestically produced tank, debuting in 1927. Built with French and British influence, it was crude but represented Japan's determination to build an armored force. Only one was constructed, but it proved Japanese industry could manufacture tanks. The beginning of everything. Type 89 Igo. A revolutionary achievement, the world's first mass-produced diesel tank. Its advanced engine gave it greater range and reduced fire risk compared to gasoline engines. Used extensively in Manchuria during the 1930s, it dominated Chinese forces who had no effective counter. Over 400 built made it Japan's workhorse. Type 92 Jusukosha. A tiny cavalry tank designed for speed and reconnaissance. Its machine guns and light armor were adequate for scouting but useless in tank combat. It represented Japan's early focus on mobility over protection, a philosophy that would haunt them later. Type 94 Tankette. Perhaps the smallest tank ever deployed in numbers. More attract weapons carrier than combat vehicle, it hauled supplies and provided minimal fire support. Over 800 were built because they were cheap and simple, adequate against Chinese infantry, suicidal against Western armor. Type 95 Hago. The backbone of Japan's early mechanized forces and their most successful light tank. Fast and reliable, it blitzed through Malaya and the Philippines. Its 37mm gun and thin armor were adequate in 1937 but hopelessly obsolete by 1942. American Shermans massacred them. Over 2,300 built fought to the bitter end. Type 97 Chiha. Japan's most iconic and produced medium tank with over 2,100 built. Its low-velocity 57mm gun supported infantry effectively but couldn't penetrate enemy tanks. When facing American armor, Chiha crews fought with suicidal bravery in machines that were death traps. The symbol of Japanese armored inadequacy. Desperate improvements. War adaptations. 1939 to 1942. Type 97 Shinhodo Chiha. The upgraded Chiha mounting a high-velocity 47mm gun attempting to counter American armor. It fought desperately at Corregidor and throughout the Philippines. While better than the original, it still couldn't match Sherman's frontally. Too little improvement, too late in the war. Type 1 Chihi. An evolution attempting to modernize the Chiha design with better armor and a more powerful engine. Only about 170 were produced before priorities shifted. It represented what Japan needed in 1939 but didn't field until 1943 when it was already obsolete. Type 97 Teiku. A refined tankette relocating the engine to the rear, improving crew space and ergonomics. Still hopelessly inadequate for modern warfare but easier to operate. Over 600 were built, continuing Japan's fixation on quantity over quality in light armor. Type 98 Kuenai. Designed to replace the aging Hago with lower profile and improved suspension. Its 37mm gun remained inadequate against Allied armor. About 100 were produced before Japan realized light tanks were obsolete, but kept building them anyway. Heavy failures. Misguided giants. 1931 to 1935. Type 91 Heavy Tank. An experimental multi-turreted monster that looked intimidating but was strategically pointless. Its multiple machine gun turrets and one main gun couldn't justify the weight and complexity. Only one prototype was built before the concept was abandoned as obsolete. Type 95 Heavy Tank. Another multi-turreted experiment attempting to improve the Type 91 concept. Again, only prototypes were constructed before Japan realized heavy tanks were incompatible with their strategic needs. Asian terrain and logistics couldn't support such behemoths. Late war desperation. Too late, 1943 to 1945. Type 2 Kami. An ingenious amphibious tank using detachable pontoons for oceanic crossings. It saw combat at Saipan and other island battles. When pontoons were jettisoned, it became a light tank. Clever engineering solving Japan's island-hopping defensive needs, but inadequate firepower doomed it. Type 3 Kachi, a massive amphibious tank based on the Chihi chassis capable of navigating rough seas. Designed for long-range naval landings with large pontoons and specialized propulsion. Only 19 were built, ambitious engineering arriving when Japan had already lost control of the Pacific. Type 3 Chinook, built specifically to counter American Shermans with a powerful 75mm gun. Finally, a Japanese tank that could fight American armor on somewhat equal terms. Approximately 166 were produced but kept in Japan for final homeland defense. They never saw combat. Type 4 Chitu, a sophisticated late-war design attempting to match Western medium tanks. Its 75mm gun and improved armor made it competitive. Only 2 were completed by 1945, far too late to matter. What Japan needed in 1942 didn't appear until defeat was inevitable. Type 5 Chiri, the most ambitious Japanese tank project featuring an experimental semi-automatic loader for rapid fire. Only prototypes were completed before surrender. It represented Japan's desperation to match Western technology with insufficient industry and resources. Type 2 Hawaii, a self-propelled gun mounting a 75mm howitzer on a Chiha chassis for infantry support. About 30 were produced, seeing limited service in the Philippines. It showed Japan understood combined arms but lacked resources to properly implement it. Type 4 Ho-Ro, a self-propelled artillery piece mounting a 150mm howitzer on a Chiha chassis. Its open-top design left crews vulnerable but provided mobile heavy fire support. Only about 12 were built, too few to impact the war's outcome. Experimental dead ends, prototypes, 1943 to 1945. Type 1 Chihi, an improved medium tank with better armor and engine attempting to address Chiha's deficiencies. Only about 170 were built as priorities shifted to other designs. It represented incremental improvement when revolutionary changes were needed. Type 3 Kuri, a light tank prototype fitted with a larger gun attempting to give small units more firepower. The cramped turret made it impractical. Japan kept trying to make light tanks relevant when the concept was obsolete. Type 4 Kunu, a hybrid design combining light tank chassis with surplus medium tank turrets to boost firepower quickly. Only about 100 were completed, desperate improvisation when proper production was impossible. Type 5 Kuho, the final light tank attempt with decent armor and armament for its size. Well-balanced but pointless, light tanks were irrelevant by 1945. Prototypes only as Japan's industry collapsed. Type 5 Taku, an ultimate amphibious tank prototype heavily armed and armored. War ended before deployment. Like most late Japanese designs, excellent engineering arriving when defeat was certain. Super Heavy Fantasy, 1944. OI Super Heavy Tank, the legendary 150-ton fortress on tracks designed to defend the home islands. Multiple turrets and incredibly thick armor made it nearly invincible on paper. Whether it actually existed remains disputed, possibly propaganda, possibly one prototype. Either way, it never influenced the war's outcome. Post-war rebirth, Cold War era, 1955 to 1990, STA-1. Japan's first post-war tank prototype in 1956, heavily influenced by American designs. Its low profile and 90mm gun showed Japan learning from wartime mistakes. Led to the Type 61, marking Japan's return to armored warfare. Type 61, Japan's first post-war production tank entering service in 1961. Sized specifically for Japan's narrow railways and roads with a 90mm rifled gun. About 560 were built, re-establishing Japanese armored capability after occupation restrictions ended. STB-1, a revolutionary 1960s prototype featuring advanced hydropneumatic suspension allowing the tank to tilt and lean. It could expose only its turret while hull remained protected behind hills. Innovative technology that defined Japan's next generation. Type 74. The Cold War mainstay serving for decades with the famous adjustable suspension allowing superior firing positions on Japan's mountainous terrain. Armed with a 105mm gun, it was competitive with Western designs. About 873 were produced through 1989. Type 90. A world-class 1990s main battle tank featuring a rapid-fire autoloader and 120mm smoothbore gun. so advanced that experts considered it among the world's best tanks. Only about 341 were built due to cost. Each was extremely expensive. Modern excellence, 21st century, 2012 present. TKX prototype. The 2000s testbed pioneering modular ceramic armor and advanced C4I networking for digital battlefields. It validated technologies that would make the Type 10 revolutionary. The bridge between Type 90 and modern requirements. Type 10. Japan's current main battle tank entering service in 2012. Modular armor, cutting-edge electronics, and advanced networking make it one of the world's most sophisticated tanks. Lighter than the Type 90 at 44 tons, allowing it to cross more bridges while remaining lethal. Only about 130 in service due to budget constraints. Conclusion: Japanese tank development mirrors the nation's military history: early ambition, wartime desperation, crushing defeat, and technological resurrection. They started the war with obsolete machines facing modern armor. They ended it with advanced designs that never reached battle. Today, they field tanks matching any nation. That's the evolution of Japanese armored warfare.